Okay, so since the launch of the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE, Samsung has been really weird about the fan edition phones. They didn't choose the best processors, or sometimes they choose the processor that is much older. So it's always been a little bit weird, and also for the launch dates. And the same thing can also be said about the S23 FE, except there is a big chance that Samsung will actually make up for this time. First and foremost thing, the age-old debate, what processor choices, what you're gonna get. Well, this time again, Samsung will come up with two processor variants for the same phone, the S23 FE. One is gonna be powered by Exynos 2200, and the other one is actually gonna be the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. But that depends on the market. Like with the S21 FE, there was a Snapdragon 888 variant only for the US and China, later came to India. By the time of the launch, the S21 FE with Exynos 2100 launched in European countries and in India. So that's the same kind of thing you're going to expect with the S23 FE, nothing different. Now, if you're thinking about the Exynos 2200 versus Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, what are these? Well, if you look at the benchmarks, it might make you think that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is somewhere better, like in the Antutu score, if you look at it, it's 21% better. That's a big score. Geekbench 6, you will see the single-core performance is about 5% better, while the multi-core score is about 9% better on the Snapdragon. So definitely the Snapdragon is performing better on the test. But then you look at the 3D Mark test or even the Geekbench GPU test. So the GPU-wise, the Exynos is better. But then you're probably thinking, well, it's not about the peak performance, it's the sustained performance. It's the thermal efficiency. Are they any good? Well, if you look at the history, just a little bit, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is also manufactured by Samsung foundries for an process node just like the Exynos 2200. So believe it or not, they are almost identical in terms of thermal performance. But that doesn't mean it's all bad, though. If Samsung actually utilizes these chips in a much different way, like they underclock them, or maybe they will do certain changes like use a better cooling system, then these problems can somehow be solved. The CPU architecture looks like this. There is one Cortex X2 core on both of them, but it is running at different clock speeds. Like it's 3 GHz on the Snapdragon and it's 2.8 GHz on the Exynos. Whereas there are the performance 710 cores, the Cortex A710 cores, running at 2.52 GHz. Now if you look at the Cortex A510, the efficiency cores, 4 efficiency cores are there, and all of them are running at 1.82 GHz or 8 GHz. So the difference is actually in the Cortex X2 department, the prime core. And then if you look at the TDP though, the Exynos 2200 actually has higher TDP to 7 watt, whereas the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 has only 5.3 watt of TDP. That means when you're taking the full advantage of the chip, it will go to max 5.3 watt, whereas the Exynos will take 7 watts. And that means it will affect the battery life quite a bit. But then it's all on paper. In reality, as I said, using much better cooling systems or software optimization can really do certain magics. Now, other than that, there are very few other changes, like there is a glass back instead of a plastic back, but then it also comes with the same other good features that the S21 FE came in, like 15 watt wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, IP68 dust and water resistant, and 3 camera system, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide angle camera, a 8 megapixel 3x teleporter camera, and a main camera. The main camera though is getting a big upgrade this year. It's gonna be the S23's 50 megapixel camera. Means you will get the same kind of picture quality as the Galaxy S23 series, with a 50 megapixel 1/1.56 inch sensor with f1.8 aperture and optical image stabilization. So that means this sensor is quite big. It's almost as big as the iPhone 15 or 15 Plus's 48 megapixel 1/1.5 inch sensor. But then again, Samsung should have upgraded the battery quite a bit, like could have made them 5000, but they didn't. It's still a 4500 mAh battery, just like what it was on the S21 FE, which is still kind of bad. And exactly same thing can also be said about the charging speed, like it's only 25 watts. Now, other than that, there are going to be certain other changes too, like Bluetooth 5.3 is coming, which is much more energy efficient compared to Bluetooth 5.0 featured inside the S21 FE. Plus, you will also get a better selfie camera, but with much less resolution, from 32 megapixel on the S21 FE to 12 megapixel on the S23 FE, just like the current S23 models. So in lower light scenario, it's going to be much more brighter than the 32 megapixel camera was, but it's still not a 32 megapixel camera, so that's another thing. But it still takes 4K 60 FPS videos, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, I forgot to mention another thing is that the storage options are going to be identical to the current model. It will come with 128 and 256GB of storage options. That's it. It's identical. No UFS 4.0 storage or anything like that. Those are reserved for the Ultra and the flagship models. So slowly but surely we are getting to know that Samsung's trying to differentiate the foundation phones from the flagship phones, and they're trying to make it kind of a replacement of the Galaxy A7X lineup. Rather than having the $699 price tag, it will actually rumored to come at a $599 price tag. And this will make this phone $100 more affordable than the S21 FE. Now, even though I would still say you that these phones, like the foundation phones, are never a good thing to buy at the launch. Rather, you should wait and then you will get at a much better deal. But the launch price, if it is going to be $600, then it's going to be amazing. And the Pixel 8 will actually come at a higher price tag than even the last year's model, $699. So, and oh, by the way, there is no micro SD card slot if you're thinking about that. No, that's gone. Same as the charging brick. Now we have also all the details about the Tab S9 FE and the S9 FE Plus. Let me tell you. The first thing is that both of them will be metal built and will come with a 10.9-inch screen for the S9 FE, and the S9 FE Plus will have a 12.4-inch screen. Both of them will be 16:10 format, so it's going to be quite wide, good for movie watching. And the 10.9-inch LCD panel will actually be a 1440p panel, whereas the bigger one will come with a 1600p resolution. But both of them are LCD panels. Plus, they're going to be adaptive high refresh rate, like 60Hz to 120Hz kind of. And now, one cool thing about these Samsung tablets is that you don't actually have to buy the stylus separately. They're going to come inside the box. Anyway, the processor though, it's going to be Exynos 1380 chipset, which is almost just similar to Snapdragon 778G in terms of performance, with a maximum clock speed of 2.4 GHz. So this is going to be a much big of a downgrade compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy-powered Tab S9 model. I mean, Samsung need to differentiate them anyway. Now, another weird thing though I saw is that Tab S9 FE, the smaller model, will come with a 628GB model as the starting and 8 to 56 as an option, whereas the S9 FE Plus will be offered with an 828GB model, and they're going to be 12 to 56. All the variants though, thankfully, will come with micro SD card slot of up to 1TB. Now, another unnecessary thing that is coming to these tablets, now certain people might appreciate it, is that IP68 rating is also coming to these two tablets, not just S9 series. Now, at the back though, there is a 8MP camera as the main camera, and then there is another 8MP ultra-wide-angle camera only for the Plus model. At the front, both of them have 12MP cameras, and all these cameras can be able to shoot 4K 30fps video. So the Tab S9 FE will be 524 grams, whereas the FE Plus will be 628 grams. The Tab S9 FE will come with an 8000 mAh battery, whereas the FE Plus will come with a 10,090 mAh battery. And both of them will also come with up to 45W fast charging support. Now, both of these devices will come with Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 6 as standard, and they're going to be optional 5G variant like the cellular models. But these devices will not come with NFC support, sadly. In Europe, you're going to get these devices in few colors like grey, mint, silver, and lavender colors. Now, according to previous reports, the European variant of the Tab S9 FE will start at €529, whereas the Tab S9 FE Plus will be costing about €699. In the US though, there is a chance that the Tab S9 FE will start below $500 and the Tab S9 FE Plus will start below $600. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you going to buy the Tab S9 FE or S9 FE Plus? Or you're thinking about upgrading your phone to Galaxy S23 FE model? And yes, if you want, you can get some crazy cool wallpapers up on my website. A link down below. Until the next one, bye and take care.